So I'm heading up to the tower. I worked yesterday, but didn't record anything, not much going on. I'm clearing this giant rock from the road. It was out of the way, kind of, earlier. Like sitting right here, right along the edge of the road. But it was so big and awkward. I didn't like it just sitting there. I don't know how the engine trucks had to deal with it when they came up here. I don't know if they had enough room to really not worry about sliding off the edge there. So currently I'm pushing it down the slope. Oh, good Lord. Oh, it's so close. There we go. No one's down that way, so. It's still going. There we go. Stopped right at one of those trees. All good. Crisis averted. I just heard a rumbling around my tower and I thought it was a vehicle coming up. No, there's that big old Sky Crane helicopter flying over. He's gonna like fly directly next to the tower. Here he comes. Yeah, there he is. Getting ready to head down for today. Friday, June 6th. So, just not a lot going on today. I'm not worried about recording a bunch of stuff. I'm getting bits and pieces here and there. This is what I worked on today. Little painting of one of the places I saw in Rocky Mountain. This is my little palette that I put together. I don't know if I recorded that before. I put that little palette together in the month, I think, before I left home. I did a couple paintings of Indiana Dunes. There were a couple things I did around there, but I didn't want to record a bunch of stuff that, again, I'd already put on here. But I don't know. It is what it is. I think the plan for the rest of this week is I'm going to be up through this weekend, and then I'm going to take an additional a 6th day in a row. So I'll be working Monday because we'll have thunderstorms, but who sees what'll actually come to fruition from that. But at least I'll be making money.
Would you like us to respond?
Just got an update from the CAL FIRE radio. I don't know if you can see it over that ridge line. Structure fire over there in one of the smaller communities, not too far from Herd Peak. She's not up today. Oh yeah, now I can see the smoke. They just called it in a couple minutes ago. I looked up from my book, and at that point, it was just the faintest bit of smoke. I wasn't even sure if it was it. I couldn't have caught it any earlier because it was so hazy. Now I can see it. But yeah, they're getting ready to send crews out there now. I just saw it on the Herd Peak camera. It started ripping just like 5 minutes ago, basically. The smoke from the initial structure is gone now. I can't even see the exact spot where it was. But right now they said it's around 3 to 4 acres. It's torching trees, and they said they're having fights over there. So probably those people living in the community are freaking out and getting the firefighters mad. Apparently there's fights breaking out, so I'm sure I'll hear more about it later. I don't think any of the crews that I'm particularly close with are out there, but I'm sure I'll hear about it one way or another. So I'm back up. It's Sunday. Today would normally be my last day of the week, but I'm actually working on tomorrow. There's a good chance of storms today and tomorrow night, so I'm going to be staying up here tonight, actually. I've got all my stuff up here. You can see with the clouds, they're already trying to build. That one's not going to do anything. It's way too small. That'll be toppling over in the next 30 minutes or so. But eventually, there's some building over there. They'll start building off of Shasta on some of the peaks, and you can see one way out there. we'll see something come out of it, I'm sure. Clouds are really starting to settle in now. So that one's built up. It might fall apart. It doesn't look very firm. I might put my my GoPro out and do a time lapse for a little bit. All right, well, it's about 7:45. Oh man, I need to clean those windows. I made dinner. I should have recorded a little bit of it. I'll put up a picture or something here. Made some steak. That's bacon. I made that this morning. Where's my steak? That's in here, you can't see it. Steak and green beans and onions. It was a learning experience. Cooking up here has its challenges, and for me, cooking in general has its challenges. But anyway, oh, there's the moon. That little anvil, that thing's gonna fall apart. That's been building for the past half hour or whatever. That thing, it's already collapsing. And everything else went away. Not much came out of it. There was one strike that Eddie Gulch called in way over there somewhere. And there were a couple lightning strikes according to my lightning tracking app, but it was probably all cloud to cloud, and that was all around the south side of Shasta. But all those storms kind of just held right along here. Probably the closest one was over Deer Mountain, but nothing ever came down. I never heard anything. It just all kind of sat there and then eventually dissipated. So I think I'm ready for a decent night up here. It'll be windy, but what else is new? So looking forward to that. Still quite windy up here, as you can tell, but the dust and smoke in the air, probably mostly dust, make a pretty good sunset. A couple clouds building southwest of Shasta, but I doubt we're gonna see much of anything tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll just enjoy the view for now. Making breakfast now. It was a pretty good night. I didn't get woken up by much. The wind died down pretty early on into the night. It was probably about midnight it started to die down, but yeah, nice quiet night. No bugs woke me up. Making some pancakes for breakfast. I'm already in service. It's what, like 8 o'clock now? Yeah, 8:30. So just another day up here. It's gonna be real hot, but hopefully the wind will pick up again and I'll open my north window back up so it doesn't blow out my burner here as I'm making my pancakes. But should be another good day. Well, I just got a phone call from Ann, who's over at Herd Peak. She was calling to let me know there was some dust, maybe smoke that was kicking up around that side of my mountain. That's where the Ore Lake campground is, so it wouldn't be too terribly surprising if someone's kicking up a bunch of stuff. And there was a bunch of logging that went over there a couple weeks ago, so a lot of that soft sand and dirt is all kicked up. But unfortunately, that's my blind spot. I have this whole expanse of the mountain here that prevents me from seeing anything down on that side. I can't even see any portion of Ore Lake or anything. But she said it looks like road dust, but it was worth calling me over, so she'll keep an eye on it, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll definitely try and give an update if it looks like it is smoke or anything. It's right around noon now. That cell has built up over Medicine Mountain, basically. It's still a little fuzzy, so it might kind of start to crumble, but it looks like all that energy might just get transferred to another cell building out of those clouds. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Oh, this one's building over here pretty well too. I wouldn't be surprised if we get extended another couple hours today, but I've got to head down anyway. I've already worked 6 days in a row, so I'll have to come down. But should be an interesting afternoon. Everything always happens when you're looking the other way. They just called a veg fire over there. That smoke, that literally just came up. I looked at it a minute ago. They announced the address on it, looked it up, looked that way. Maybe saw a hint of something, but nothing I would have recognized. And then that shot up, so that's a bummer. I've been watching these storms because they've started rumbling again. That section is probably going to throw a downstrike sometime soon, but I don't know, it might start breaking up. Anyway, of course, that has to start right as I'm looking this way. That's how it usually goes. Well, I don't remember if I updated since I got the last phone call, but we've been extended for 24 hours. I will not be up here for 24 hours because today is my 6th day in a row. I'm pretty sure legally I have to take tomorrow off. So I'll be up here until dark, roughly an hour and a half, 2 more hours. Depends on when that system hits, how bad it is. Hopefully it'll blow over in that amount of time, but I don't know. There's like a crazy amount of dust shooting out over there. That's called, I think it's Dell's Ranch. That might be outdated. I don't know. Some of these ranch names are pretty old. Some of my maps are likely old. But anyway, that's up there. I really don't think that's smoke. I think that's just downdrafts from that cell over there just forcing everything out of the valley. But yeah, Happy Camp already has a lightning fire. They've already had a few lightning strikes. My boss said that there was a couple around here, but I think that was all cloud to cloud. I haven't seen a single downstrike. So give it probably 30 minutes and I'll see 1 or 2, but hopefully everything goes a little bit better than expected. All right, well, that section that was covered in dust earlier, there's still a little bit of it floating around, but it's been getting pounded by water. Now to the east, that to me looks like smoke. I just called into Wairika and let them know that I'm seeing that, because that didn't come down from the clouds like that obviously is. That went up. It goes up and it dissipated, and that's a pretty common characteristic of the start of a decent fire, is it just plumes up, sends a lot of smoke, and then it fizzles out a little bit and just smolders where it's at until it finds new stuff to burn. So I don't know, I called it in. It's behind quite a few ridge lines to me. Honestly, that might even be, oh shoot, what was it called? The rock fire. But I don't know. All right, well, it's just after 8 o'clock. I'm getting ready to head down pretty soon. Nothing ever came out of that. What I thought was smoke over there. A few people headed out, they tried to check it out. I thought it might have been something kicking up from the rock incident, but they never saw anything. They said it might have been dust. I don't know. The only thing that makes sense to me is if ash was kicked up from that fire after they dealt with it, and it just kind of threw it into the air and it dissipated, because it went high in the air, very high. So I don't know. Hopefully nothing's going on over there. I can't see anything anymore. This front is just about through. You can see the clouds lightening up quite a bit, so there might be a little bit more rain in that section over there by Deer Mountain that'll come towards me, but I don't think it's worth me staying up much longer. And I have to take tomorrow off because I've been up 6 days, so I think it'll be all right one day without me.